peace, family, peace, family, peace, family, peace, family, peace. We are live, we are up, we're running late. Of course, we doing a nation building thing. So all types of stuff happen. We will not be streaming on YouTube tonight. So go on, tune in. While I go on and give you a little bit of this, I'm going to open up the phone line so that we get this discussion jumping off. But here you go.
Mr. Diddy, Mr. Diddy, Mr. Diddy.
Peace, family, peace. Who out there? Throw up a thumb so I know we're all Miss C-Lo. I see you. Who else out there? Somebody else out there. It's going down on the Gye-Nyame journey. Ooh, wee! Brother Anubis, man, how you been doing, man? We ain't talked since the man just came out, man. We about to go down tonight. Get my mind right. Need some water in me. I'm being hit by the weapon chain. And I'm loving it. And I'm all stuffed up. We about to open up these lines, call-in lines. Oh, you have what? Anubis, stop playing. This is not Anubis. This is not Anubis. But I know Anubis is not telling me he have not seen. Come on, man, stop playing. Who is this? So we won't talk about it until you see it, my friend. Oh, it's tax time. It's tax time. You getting those books together. Ah, okay. What type of training you doing? Somebody else is out there. Throw up the thumb so I know who it is. Throw it up, throw it. So I know who it is. It's about to go down here on Gye-Nyame Journey. Lines are open 614-556-4535. As soon as the Hoop Suite allows me in, I'll be able to post it up. Call in 614-556-4535. Let me hear you. Let me hear you. Let's play one more track. We're going to play one more track. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, too long. That one too long. Let's do this one.
I like to call on the ancestors in the crib to watch over us as we do this African pledge. I pledge allegiance to my people.
I pledge allegiance to my people.
The African race.
The African race.
The original man and woman of the planet Earth.
The original man and woman of the planet Earth.
And the founders of civilization.
And the founders of civilization.
I pledge to continue to struggle.
I pledge to continue to struggle.
Which will help to bring my beloved brothers and sisters.
Which will help to bring my beloved brothers and sisters.
To total freedom.
To total freedom.
I pledge to study and discipline myself.
I pledge to study and discipline myself.
Spiritually, mentally, and physically.
Spiritually, mentally, and physically.
So I may grow into a soldier for justice. Because my people need strong and intelligent warriors. I pledge to live my life standing tall. For a person on his knees is not respected. If I am challenged, I must say I will not surrender. My position or my dignity. But instead I will endure. Until the final victory is won.
Hotep. All right, Hotep, brothers and sisters. I guess that means I'm a Hotepper. I've been hearing this all over the internet for the last year. Hotepper. That's new to me. But I guess everybody got to have a title, so I guess I can take a Hotepper. I don't give a damn. But hey, I want to welcome you to Gye-Nyame Journey Media. This is a Heart of a Simba production, and you are now listening to Tribal Quotes, where we strive to blow up your old paradigm. That track you heard is called The African Players. That was something that we used for our album called Real Africans. It was an album that we put out over almost 25 years ago. No, almost 28 years ago. That means I am old, and thank God. All right. So without any further ado, let's get into these proverbs because it's kind of late. I'm running late, so I don't want to keep people up because I know some of us got to get up and get ready for work. Some of us got other things that we have to do, so I want to make sure that I'm able to be as concise as I can be, because y'all know I'm a rambling old dude, you know what I'm saying? But I want to greet my family. I want to let y'all know that I appreciate those of you that take the time to tune in to Gye-Nyame Journey, that rocks with Gye-Nyame Journey. I want to send special shouts out to all my daily toasters. And yes, the t-shirts and the books will be coming. So get ready, because it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be live. I'm coming out with another workbook so that we could go on and track some of those of you that want to. You could track your own development as we walk through these proverbs, as we walk through these quotes, as we walk through these folk tales, as we walk through these daily toasts, and you can start using this as a method to gauge your own personal growth. We are today on Ujamaa is about cooperative economics. For us, we understand that means the resources. What resources can we pull to make our lives better? First, pulling from internal and then pulling on the external resources. One of the things that we often do first is we try to think that all the resources are outside of us first, so we start reaching for those, and we often end up grasping for straws. Family, first grab the personal resources, the things within you and the things around you. And in order to really be productive with Ujamaa, one of the first things that we have to start learning to practice is gratitude.
This call is being recorded.
Gratitude. Gratitude is what makes Ujamaa works, because if you can't appreciate what you have, then no matter how many resources you get, or how many new resources you get, you're just going to mess over them. So family, in order for us to really activate that reticular formation and really start honing in on these principles, we got to start realizing and practicing the things that make them key. If we're talking about collective resources, the first thing we have to do is practice gratitude for what we do have. Right? So somebody just hit me up on the line. Who's on the line? Please sound off. Lady J, she ain't even got to say it. Everybody get up for Lady J. Give it up. I appreciate you. She over there working with young people. She worked with young people all day, and then she raising 2 beautiful young people in her house at this present moment. And she came and she's sparing us a few moments of her time. She is one of those that does the work that many of us may not have the patience to do. And this is a jegna or a teacher for our young people. And she inspires, and she also calls in and argues, which is one of the things that I really love about having her on the show. So, Lady J, thank you very much for tuning in. So, you ready to get into the part? Well, my fault. I'm going to give you a couple of minutes. They're going to let us know what's going on with you.
All right. Everything is well, but I do want to say something. I want to talk about Kanye.
I knew it. How did I know you wanted to speak about Kanye? Kanye West. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I am actually a Kanye fan. And I love Kanye's thinking. And I was, what Kanye said resonated with me.
Okay, come on, explain, because he catching hell. Come on now. You going to save him?
Yeah, it resonated with me. I don't know if I could save him, but it resonated with me. I guess I should start off by just saying the Negro speaks of rivers, right? The Negro speaks of rivers. Langston Hughes, he wrote about it, and I think that we get so caught up. We get caught up on that. And I don't want nobody to call in and just hear me out. We get caught up on this experience of slavery that we had in this country. But I think that we often forget that throughout history, we have overcome and we have proven to be more than conquerors. And after every tragedy, I feel like so many times following tragedy, following oppression, following, slavery, captivity, we have stood up and we dusted ourselves off. And I believe that this incident that happened, that the form of slavery, though it was the worst, and it was quite different from any form of slavery we had experienced throughout history, I feel like following that period, immediately we did just like we've always done. We stood up and we dusted ourselves off, which is why when we study about our inventions, right, our scientists, when we study about the history of the United States, so much of it comes back to African Americans, because during and following slavery, we built this country with our ingenuity, with our strength, right? This new form of slavery is more of a mental thing, and it is more of an economical thing, right? And I think that, so those are the pieces that I was taking from Kanye's rant. Those were the pieces, and the other piece, finally, that I took. So I took that from, that's what resonated with me. And then the last piece is, I think that sometimes we forget that Black people, throughout our history here in the United States, since being granted the right to vote, and when we were exercising that right, we had more conservative views throughout history, and I think that was that had purpose. There was a reason behind that, and our views is what made us able to rebound and able to build and do what we did, all in states and cities all across the United States. We have values, And at some point, we've lost those values, right? And so him siding with Republicans, that doesn't bother me, because I believe that a lot of my views are, of a conservative nature.
All right, now let me ask this about the whole Kanye piece, right? Kanye artists. So I always give artists a little bit of leeway in the stuff that they say. And I'm not going to say that everything that he's saying was some bullshit. You know, where some people see, where you see shit, I see fertilizer. So, you know, so we got to realize that, because some people are going to pick up on that. But let me ask you about the dangerous part, because you talked about what you like, but was there any dangerous parts that you saw, or some inaccuracies? Or, I mean, you know, because I understand, because there's one thing to dig Kanye for his music. As a political commentator, I think that Kanye may cause some issues, because
let me say this. I'm so sorry to cut you off, but I do have to say this.
You ain't cut me off. Go ahead.
I'm not a Kanye fan because of his music. I can't follow it half the time. Or I listen to it and I take what I need. But I am a fan of Kanye because Kanye is doing something I love. He's not telling people how to think, but he's saying some shit that will get people to think. It's all about that paradigm.
So that's what you agree. Shift. That's what you agree. You
it's
agree.
All about that
you agree more with the shocking aspect of what he says.
I agree more with the fact that he's saying some things that may cause someone to if not agree with him, go research something, go learn something that might cause them to cultivate a new understanding of our existence and our government and our state of mind.
Now,
so I believe.
Now this is my piece, right? Because this is the dangerous part for me. Kanye don't have to go out and study. Kanye could just rattle some shit off that may get people to think, but it also throws a perception out, because Kanye is not talking to black people. He's not talking amongst black people. He's not talking amongst us in a situation where we could think. He's not coming to an auditorium, to a high school, or to a local college and talking to folks, black folks that want to come see him. Kanye is talking to the world. And the perception that Kanye is throwing across is dangerous for us. You know what I'm saying? Because regardless, because I hear people, and I used to be on that point where we need to stop talking about slavery. We need, you know what I'm saying? But the piece
I don't believe people need to stop talking.
See, but that was this is what I mean. Because it's cool that you could hear a piece of what Kanye's saying and be like, boom, I like the way he shocks people and gets people to start thinking. But Kanye was, what he was saying, for those that don't think and those that just follow Kanye, for those that, what he's saying is, hey, slavery was a choice. We, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Go ahead. I mean, but hold on for 1 second. Shaka, you want to tune in on this? Because you on here, you've been patient.
I do. I mean, as the resident artist, all right, as the leader of a vanguard of artists, I'm going to say this. Back when Kanye told America that Bush don't like black people, it wasn't that he was wrong. He didn't understand his position in the game then as a young artist. And once and that moment allowed him to define for himself his role in a game that he still did not understand. Understand what I'm saying to you. This allowed the people who are around him to manufacture the type of individual that he is. Someone who is passionate but ignorant. Someone who has influence but not really anything to say. You understand? So what I'm saying to you is that if you put, you gotta watch the lane that you step into. He has the luxury not to have to, but at the same time, he doesn't understand the danger that he brings himself, let alone the people who he is extending this lost message to. It's the classic blind leading the blind. You don't have an agenda that's going to corral people and cause them to change a behavior, so there's no social movement in your work. All right? From Jesus walks on, he's a walking contradictory. So the whole piece that I'm saying to you is that he is more...
Is the same true for Tupac? Is the same true for Tupac?
Hell yeah!
The same is true for Tupac.
Yes. No, I mean, we ain't kissing no ass here.
Wait. I will say this, though. Now, Tupac, the difference between Kanye and Tupac is entitlement. Tupac didn't use his lineage with the Panthers as an entitlement to speak what he felt. He used what he understood. Kanye does not understand what he's talking about. He's taking the same fake news and the real news and blending it up into a lyric.
See, I guess my problem is, one of my problems I'm going to admit is that I get a lot of my news from social media. I don't watch TV. I don't watch TV, so I may have missed a lot of what Kanye said. I'm not following this story.
Wait, Lady J, please. You can't do that.
No, let me finish. let me finish. Part of the reason why I don't do it is because I'm not even going to go into that because that's all nothing, I just don't. But I listened to what he said, and like I said, I go off of how I have, I told you I'm a fan of Kanye. So what I like about Kanye is that he's saying things. It's just I see it so often. He's saying things. Don't take it literally.
No.
Right?
No.
You may not take it literally, but there is a message.
That's irresponsible.
There is a message
Lady
to
J,
what he is saying.
Lady J.
Let me just say this.
No, stop. Hold on. This man has a platform of over 4 million Twitter followers. This motherfucker is able to spout anything that he wants.
How many people purchase Bibles and they're still, and even if I can't take it literally, there are interpretations and messages.
But how many people do you know? How many people do you know? Go ahead.
Let me say this. When you look at the amount of Bibles that people own, that's a totally different number than the amount of money that people use to purchase Bibles. Like, I got a Bible in my house. It was extended from the church that I was baptized in. And what I'm saying is that
I collect Bibles. I collect them. But go ahead.
Okay. Now, but here's the piece.
But somebody paid for it at some point, right?
Yes. But here's the piece that I'm saying.
And it's widely read, and it can't be taken literally. But it teaches you a lesson, and I'm just saying.
But Kanye is not biblical. Kanye is not. We're not looking at Kanye in the past, so we can look at it and be like, yo, that's symbolic speak. You know what I'm saying? Most motherfuckers. But you can't. But hold on, you can't.
Of the Great Awakening. We are in the midst of a Great Awakening, and I have a very high respect for his mind and Tupac's mind.
Listen.
And I think that there are some revolutionary messages in what they're saying, and I think that we should listen and try to
time out. Everybody don't get it. Everybody don't deserve a platform to get up there and spout some bullshit. You just said yourself. Listen to me. You just said yourself, you ain't even here. This nigga did a whole hour with Charlamagne the God. He then went to TMZ. Then he went TMZ and got checked. And he's spouting this shit to our kids who don't know our history. They're listening to him. And then, wait, hold on. hold on, and then Shashette.
After
wait, hold on.
Film, I bet they have questions, and I bet they go figure it out.
I bet. Listen. Only how many of them gonna do that? Out of that whole group that might be listening to Kanye, we know that there's a possibility that only 10% is gonna get up and do any work. The other ones is gonna be trying to spot that shit.
Later. I'm gonna start making Chewbacca sounds. Damn it.
Well, hold on, but now Shashat Mayat says Kanye is gaining momentum to sell CDs, plain and simple. Brother Anubis posters up, or in Gye-Nyame, if it's, because it could be somebody else. I just did some research. He says that Trump is his dragon brother. Very curious to know what you guys think about that. So, but cause I see now this show gonna be a little bit longer, goddamn. Cause Lady J, she did it again, goddamn it. But go ahead.
Man, let me just say what I got to say right quick because I've been trying to get this off about 10 minutes. Because y'all ain't paying attention to the action behind the words, because his words don't mean shit to me, because I understand he's not in control of them. He's not in control. I mean, put it like this. Just like you said, Lady J, what you know come from social media, and you take with that social media, and now you have an opinion based on. That's exactly what he's doing. He does not have a reason. Listen what I'm saying. He doesn't have a reason to research. You know why? Because the University of Chicago gave him an honorary doctorate. And that means that, once again, now it allows him once again to move into that state of entitlement where it's like, I get to say what I want. Y'all can't tell me shit. He stepped on the scene with that. Y'all can't tell me nothing. Right?
Okay.
And wait. What I'm saying is that we watched him every step of the way overstep that process of internalizing information, having to go and research and stuff, because he doesn't have to.
Okay, can I say this?
Gave him a doctorate.
Can I say this?
Go ahead.
I bet you $1 million that the people who own and distribute the wealth, who control the media, right now is praying that we only think that this man is crazy. They're praying that we don't give his message any credence, and that we see it as him being lunatic and ranting. They're praying that we don't pick up on the messages of what he's really saying. And I've watched them do it.
No, they're smarter than that. I know what you're saying, but
and the reason why I'm saying I've seen it, because I think about, okay, never mind. I'm gonna stop because it's a whole nother.
Because
it's
the
a freak
thing
out
is
Friday.
that I mean, what I see happening, and you can mark my words, and 100 years from now, people gonna come back and listen to this and be like, man, this dude was like the Nostradamus of 2018. He said it right then. Nobody was listening. What I'm saying is that you take Kanye and you see how he has been fed his ego from day one. He has never had to humble himself to any process.
I'm a genius.
Not in hip-hop culture, not in black culture, all right? He has no expertise in any of these things. He is everybody's fool. He was our fool when he said Bush don't like black people, because the piece is that if he had a movement or even entrusted or even knew that a movement had to be raised there, we would have had a movement then. If Tupac ever decided, and honestly, Tupac did have a movement. It just wasn't the ideal movement. Just like Russell Simmons had a movement when he came out with Def.
You want to know what I? You know what I want to? You know what I think? You say how many years from now when they listen?
Mm-hmm.
What did you say? How many years?
He said 100 years. You know what he said.
100 years, okay.
Okay, this is going to be my prediction.
We ain't gonna be here.
100 years when they listen to this, what's going to happen is that history has rewritten itself in the philosophies of a Tupac and the philosophies of a Kanye, just like the philosophies of our ancestors here in America will be the things that govern those type of relations. And,
Stop! Stop!
And our,
Stop!
How do you put
That nigga's a motherfucking artist.
Of philosophers?
He what? I'm just with a see, what? What for? Listen, listen. What philosophy? What? Wait.
Like
wait. What philosophy? Please. What do we call it? What philosophy is he? What is he spouting? What philosophy is he spouting? And Shaka said, "What actions?"
Is a philosopher? What does that mean?
A lover. Hold on. A lover of wisdom.
Or what I like to say, thinking.
No.
Right?
Thinking is not philosophy. A lover of wisdom is a philosophy. This means. See, and what you streaming, going into a moment, hyperlight stream, is not necessarily thinking. You're spouting off shit in the moment. Now, listen to me, and I can appreciate.
Has a philosophy. I have a logic model.
You have a philosophy.
But hey, cool. Cause look, somebody put this in there. In his philosophy. Hold on. He's married to a world-renowned European harlot. He lost his mind years ago. His mother died pursuing a European standard of beauty that he paid for. I don't think he has anything important. Hold on. Let me finish. Anything important to say. He's not building us up, so fuck him. This is off the line. What is the epistemology of his philosophy? See, listen. This nigga is saying. Wait, hold on. He's saying.
Ready?
Go ahead.
Can I answer the question?
Go ahead and answer the question.
His philosophy is based on this free state of mind, your freedom of thinking. That's this whole idea of mental bondage. I believe that's.
Do you know he on medication? Do you know this nigga's medicated? Do you know that all these interviews?
Can I say it again?
Finish.
Can I say it again? I think that the powers that be would hope that we would not take anything from this man's ranting. See, this what the man is saying.
We get caught up.
Let me say this. The inevitable part of what you're saying is that yes, there are some dummies out there who will look at Kanye as a leader enough to be able to modify their behavior as individuals, and there will be no progress that comes out of those who belong to the Kanye cult. All right, right now you got people with profound cults like Beyonce.
Ooh.
Why are we not talking about Beyonce? Why are we not talking about the fact that they're comparing Beyonce and what she has to Michael Jackson and what he has done in a lifetime of doing what he did?
Why? Why?
They can't answer it, Kwame. Can't answer it.
Because Hatem is not going to let us discuss that all night on the show. Because I was going to bring up Beyonce, but I didn't want to be in trouble.
And then we would have been done with the Kanye thing. I would have and Beyonce would have been cut clear to the point. You know why? Because her movement is she thought it out. She came up with a strategy. She promoted her cult, and now she has a cult following / religion. Right? I'm not making this up. She has real influence.
She do. You say.
You know what? You know what Beyonce did? And I tell you, you'll remember. I let you listen to this. She wrote a song where she admitted just what you just said, and she said why she did it, and she said a few other things. She said it all in the song, and I heard it, and I played it for Tim. I believe that she does know what she did, and that there are people who own and distribute the wealth who helped her get to that point, and she knows that she sold her people out. And she prays that she doesn't burn in hell for doing so.
But what is Kwame? I mean,
she wrote a song about it. She wrote a song about it.
But hold on, what is Kanye doing? Kanye is spouting shit that first off, now let's go to some of the comments. Miss Heather Ann gave us the side eye because she liked to get to the folktale. Sister Christine say he's free to be a fool. Sachet Maya said, in an era where they are on a mission to erase slavery from this country's history, Kanye's statement is the most dangerous thing he could have ever said. Brother Kwame keeps throwing up, my question has not been asked. To repeat my question.
Repeat his question because I want to take a stab at it.
His question is, what is his epistemology? What is the epistemology of his philosophy?
Whatever the last post on his Facebook is,
and Twitter, exactly. And then we got Brother Nuba say, from what I have read thus far, I have not seen anything noteworthy to improve anyone's life. You know what I'm saying? He believes that we could think our way up out of this. Now, I'm going to say this. This is what I'm going to salute him on if it's real. In the interview that he did with Charlemagne the God.
Wait a minute. Go back. You said that Kanye thinks that we can think ourselves out of this.
That's his. If there's a philosophy, that's his piece. I
believe it. I believe it.
But hold on. But this is the issue, Lady J. This the issue, Lady J. If the mind is working without the other four elements, it will do you no good. You can't think your way up out this shit. You have to work. You have to get your emotions. There's a lot of shit that we got. You can't think your way out this shit and then be like,
hey, you know what?
But hold on.
I think our next movie day should be Freaknik the movie. Because this is exactly what we about to move into. Freaknik the movie, for all of y'all who ain't seen it, is a star-studded. When I say star-studded, I'm talking about all these hip-hop artists you never thought, all these actors you never thought doing voiceovers for a cartoon about Freaknik being an individual that was killed, right? And they raised him from the dead to bring back this the ghost of Freaknik because of whatever love he brought to hip-hop to however. But the whole piece is that it took for people to believe in Freaknik to raise him from the dead. So the piece is that while we are representing and what I really think this conversation right now it should be about is resurrecting not only the spirit, right, but the movement of a people who are a people of destiny.
Now hold on.
I agree.
But hold on. I agree. Hold on. That people of destiny didn't think their way out of it. You understand what I'm saying? You got is it a lot? It's a lot more. Wait, no. But let me finish. No, wait. Hold on. Let me finish. Now the one thing that I did dig about his interview is that he brought Charlemagne the God onto his land. He bought 300,000 acres out in Montana or somewhere. He's going to build a community out there. And you know what? Lady J, one of those houses might have your name on it. You
know I'm not built like that. You already know.
No. He's building nice houses out there because the place where they were staying was nice. I'm talking about 300,000 acres. So what are we?
No, I'm saying, but I'm not about to go be a part of.
Hey, wait, time out. Hot Tim.
What's up?
10 years ago, almost to date, 10 years ago, I called you from Chicago, and I'm like, yo, these MFers ain't trying to see me, and I'm trying to not be here. I said, I need bus fare to get away from these motherfuckers. I tell him, who was I talking about? Who was who put me up? Who put me up for those 2 weeks that I was in Chicago?
Let me think. I don't remember.
It was Kanye in it.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, goddamn. Yeah.
What I'm saying to you is that what I'm saying is not all the way speculative.
You got experience.
Okay, can I say something? Can I say something, Chaka? Well, I just want to go back to the whole thinking your way out of something before we get too far off from there.
Go ahead.
So when I think of when I think of energy, right? I think that it is in the energy of the words that come out of our mouth as well as the vibrations that we give off the top of our head. And when I think about our history, and so when I think, that's what I think about the power, right, of the mind. But then when I think about our history, I think that when we interpret it, a lot of times we look at that glass as half empty instead of half full. And yes, and though we did endure slavery here in this country, I think that we failed to talk about or even mention the fact that we stood up and we did great things afterwards.
That's what we do. Wait. Not even afterwards. We did great things during.
So we come from greatness. We come from greatness, despite what that past looks like. We come from greatness, and people did. We should not.
You preaching to the choir here. You're preaching to the choir here.
To keep them down,
you don't need to say that. Wait, time out. You saying that to a group that you don't need to say that shit to. We wake up every morning. Wait, hold on. We waking up. But no, that's not a Kanye's message. Kanye ain't mentioned ancestors. As a matter of fact, he said some of the ancestors aren't even relevant no more. You ain't say that shit.
Stop. Wait, that's just like me. This is like me. My son wants to learn how to backflip. Right? Now here's the thing. All right? Now, I done tried to backflip a couple of times in my life.
Uh-oh.
All right? Fucked myself up royally. Never went back to it. However, I know how to backflip. I know what I did wrong. I forgot to tuck. Landed on my back. Right? But the piece is that if you ask me what I know, can I think myself into a backflip? Can I will myself into a backflip because I know how to? And the answer is, just to answer your question at 42 years old, if I had to backflip to save my life, I might be able to make it in a full rotation. Will I land on my feet? I'll never know. Because I'm not putting myself through that shit right now. All right? But the piece is that when you say, that Kanye say, we gon' think our way through it, listen, the thought process is only part of the process. If we don't have the muscle reflex memory to be able to push into action or to even know how to behave behind that thought, it stops right there.
But that might be the piece that we're missing. The piece that we're missing about the thinking. One reason why we can't think we have this mental bondage is because we have been socialized via media, TV, all of these other things, especially our young people. They talk about your calcified glands, right? How all these negative vibrations from the images that you are bombarded with constantly reflect on the way you think about yourself, the way that you think about people who look like you, and it causes you to live in bondage. So when I'm a Kanye fan because I listen to what he says. I'm not a follower of him. I'm not impressionable, but I like that he gets people to think. He says things that requires thought, and then from that you can start to construct your own knowledge and understanding.
He causes motherfuckers to waste time.
I'm not following
this.
His
What we doing?
Argument, literally. But when I think about the bits and pieces, and I think about the fact that it's going to make you think and have discussion that may cultivate knowledge, that's an awesome thing.
Wait, but time out. What knowledge are we constructing, discussing him now? What knowledge? Lady J.
We just landed at the fact that if we want to free our minds, we got to make sure that especially the most impressionable of us are not being bombarded with the images that will cause that they use for sociological.
But hold on, stop.
That they use to keep us in bondage.
Hold on.
Keep our minds,
hold on. So now, hold on. You got to do with 3 million followers who's saying and spouting and streaming, because this is what he called it, streaming, the hyperlight stream, allowing it to flow through him. He don't even know where it's coming from. He don't have to study. He's able just to spout some shit off, and now we got to clean up the mess. I got to take the whole first 45 minutes. Hold on. First 45 minutes to discuss this. And then on top of this nigga, look, 1 minute. So what makes Donald Trump like black people more than George Bush? But hold on. So what are we to take then? He identifies with and are defending the oppressor. As Malcolm X once asked, why are our leaders entertainers? Why we even let's discuss this nigga's album. I want to see the nigga's album.
Hold on, and before we do that, Hatim, look at his demeanor with other black men. And when I say that, I'm not talking about, and I haven't even watched the Charlemagne show. But if you've seen the interview with him and Sway, he totally disrespected Sway just because Sway wasn't on his bandwagon. Totally disrespected the fact that he was on this man's show because he he was playing devil's advocate. Kanye was not ready for that. He has not been tried in the right way where any of his listeners, even the devoted ones, should really, put too much equity in his leadership.
I don't put anything in his.
But hold on, then he'll tell you, I'm not a leader, but this motherfucker speaking out.
Yeah, I don't put him.
He on political shit, he don't need to be speaking out. He's not who they need to be going to. And it ain't really his fault because they set him up for this shit. Like you said, Shaka, he been pulled by the nose and he feels he has a platform to do it. And everybody been telling this motherfucker he a genius.
Are there other black people who are not Kanye with similar arguments? Are there not other black people who are making similar claims?
We ain't talking about other black. Hold on. I'm gonna kill that one. I'm gonna kill that one. We ain't talking about other people because other people ain't got three way.
Black conservatives. I'm talking about black conservatives.
I'm not about to listen. Listen, you're expanding the conversation beyond the nigga who said this shit. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? But hold on. CeeLo say, put no stock in those who don't live with us. Do it for us again. Fuck them. Kanye, Beyonce, you got CeeLo cussing. Ashe, Miss Heather says, and you know Miss Heather want to get to.
Said that about his mom dying from the cosmetic surgery. No, I feel like 50 Cent on that one. I feel like, hey, whatever they said he did it.
We got Shashet Mayat, Ashe.
You didn't say what Makunga Heather said.
Yeah, she did. She said, I ain't make it to it yet. I ain't had a chance yet. During, before, and after. Once again, CeeLo is very adamant on fuck Kanye and that bullshit. He's what I call a fucking traitor. Ashe. Miss Heather say Ashe to that. Bye, boy. Now, she probably hung up on us. Deny the ancestors. This is Seshet Mayat. Deny the ancestors, and the ancestors will deny you. Kanye is a sorry distraction. Not a goddamn thing, CeeLo say. Not at all. Sit your punk ass down. They can't sit their punk ass down too. There. You know what I'm saying? Because the whole piece is, this is it's a distraction. And I was trying not, but like I said, I opened up the show and I let my family speak. Because Lady J, she brings some good points and she always brings a good conversation. And it's like, I'm gonna have to find a way to give Lady J a section because she always brings the fire, she brings the news, and you don't have to agree with her. But she has the right to express her opinion, and I'm not concerned about her misleading motherfuckers like Kanye West. She might piss you off a little bit, or at least me. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't concerned about her doing nothing like Kanye because you know why? Because when I left her, this is why I give her the floor. Because when I left her, she was working with kids. She was not fault. She was working with our children. And I ain't talking about hers. I'm talking about a whole room full. So she has this. So if she want to talk about Kanye, we can talk about Kanye. But y'all do know we got these proverbs, right? Because, hey, I want to get through the proverbs. And, you know, because, like, yo, man, I want to see. I want to see, because Kanye talking about freeing the mind. I want to see him free his emotions. I want him to free his spirit. I want him to free his physical off of them drugs. Because Kanye, what I notice about Kanye, and I'm going to be honest with you, I seen this shit in college when people have breakdowns and it's like they turn into a whole nother person. The arrogance is, you see it and you have to move away from it, because all the conversations, everything you discuss goes back to them. You could be talking about your mom.
And also, let me just say, let me add on to that, Hot Tim. Sometimes, see, here's the thing. Sometimes we, from the outside looking in, mistake the breakdown with the breakthrough, because that individual
That's what he called it.
Through some things.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So, you know, we don't, so sometimes we don't even see it coming. You know? Yeah, but carry on.
No, I'm just saying. And there's some mental illness there, because one of the issues is once as a black person,
just need some kombucha.
Yeah, we need to send him some, because when
you know what? But here's how we get him to drink it. We put. You ready for this? On the label, this is what we call it for people like Kanye to drink it. Man, this is so ingenious. I'm calling it out 100 years before time. It's called Cannabucha.
I don't want to talk about Kanye no more.
You started
Let's talk about Cannabucha. Okay, that's not.
I like to go to something else.
All right, we doing Proverbs tonight, baby. Folk Tales is on Coogee Chocolate. On Coogee Chocolate.
Lady J, I hope that we are still all right. Everybody, we need to do.
Man, me and her go. We was going through this for months. We do this all the time. You know what I'm saying? You know, hey,
I'm allowed to have my opinion, and there's freedom of speech. You know, so Kanye can have all his rants he wants.
Hey, you know? I'm not stopping, and we're not stopping that. And we had some fun. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of heated right now. I need to kind of cool off and shit, because you always know how to bring a conversation. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody talking about this. But hold on. All right, so we're going to get into
the Baton Bow yesterday.
You say who?
I bought a Baton Bow yesterday.
I don't know what that is.
Man, a Baton Bow.
Oh, a Baton Bow. Oh. Sota manjinga, sota manjinga, sota manjinga, capoeira, sota manjinga. That's my shit. All right, here we go. Proverbs of the day, day 27. I do not believe in fate that falls on. Matter of fact, the Proverbs is gonna cover your boy. Watch. I do not believe in a fate that falls on men, however they act. But I do believe in a fate that falls on them unless they act. That's Proverb 1. That's from the Buddha. Proverb 2. Knowledge of mankind is a knowledge of their passions. That's Benjamin Disraeli. That's number 2. Number 3. One who talks, think. One who keeps one who talks, think. One who keeps silent thinks more. That's from Uganda. Lady J, I'm going to give you the choice. Which one you want to start with?
I think I want to start with 1.
You want to jump off in it? Or you want me to jump off in it? Or you want Shaka
Can you read it again?
I do not believe in a fate that falls on men however they act. But I do believe in a fate that falls on them unless they act.
Unless they act. So is it this idea that any action is better than no action?
That could fit in there. I can see that.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's like if you did nothing, if you did something and it goes wrong versus if you did nothing and it, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so I think about, for example, what just happened with the election, right?
Uh-oh.
So many people had had things to say, but there were a lot of people, because they don't trust in the political process, they refused to participate politically. And so they didn't vote. But now these same people may have something to say about our current situation, and so I feel like if that whole idea, if you did nothing, like how can you even comment on it? And then you said this was from Buddha, and today I want to say the spiritual side of me allows me to appreciate all of these different religions, right? That spiritual side, like I said, just and something I like about Buddha. I just like so many things about Buddha, and I just want today I referenced the Eightfold Path. You know what I'm saying? And just that those things that you need to do as far as righteousness. You know what I'm saying? As far as righteousness, doing the right thing. So again, not doing anything is a lot worse than doing something and then kind of not working.
CeeLo say the only thing necessary for a triumph of evil is for a good man to do nothing. Doing nothing. You want to hit it? You want to hit it, Shaka?
Yes, indeedy. Once again, just coming back to my own quote, and if y'all want to, take it for word, you can look at my cover art on my page. But I say that the only thing worse than being speculative towards your own destiny is being operative in your own destruction, which is far more common. Which is far more common because that takes no effort at all.
Man, so this man, that's dope. This man, Buddha is saying, I do not believe in the fate that falls on men, however they act. And I think, if we look at that first part, this is kind of one of the things that Buddhism kind of separate with a lot of other religious or spiritual beliefs, because it's not necessarily how you live or the philosophy that you live by that gets you in. You know what I'm saying? It's what you do. It's actions that get you in. But I do believe in the faith.
And let me also correlate that with Mosiah, as we're speaking as regarding religion. Mosiah says there are as many religions within Christianity as there are Christians. Because you got to think about it, Hatim. Even if me and you went to the same church every single Sunday from birth, we still got two different religions. Because the other 6 days and 12 hours that we outside of the church doing what we're doing, this is, we're maintaining our temple, are we not?
Right, or supposedly.
Right. And that's my piece, is that, so, the fact that we are two different individuals and we're being taught to bring these principles and these virtues into our daily practice, whether we do it or not, is what determines what religion we're pronouncing.
Or it determines what he says. It determines our fate by you not acting on the things that you speak about. By you not living those things, you set your fate. But I do believe in a fate that falls on them unless they act. Go ahead, baby.
I was just going to say that Eightfold Path, again, something that I like, this idea of following and it's all about righteousness, right? Having the right thinking. That's one of them. Ironically, we were talking about the power of the mind.
I knew
That's part of the eightfold path is righteous thinking. I think that again, it's about I had missed the whole piece about faith.
Because,
I had missed that, but yeah, that's key.
Very key. Acting. You know what I'm saying? If you don't act, because we got plenty of people that just voice shit, but they're not acting. You know what I'm saying? Acting, family. Action. Acting.
Hey, I want to share something with y'all, man. I shared with y'all last time how my son did his first real barter, right? He wanted a toy, so he took his Wii to the store. They traded him his Wii for this toy that he wanted.
You ain't just say weed, did you? You said weed?
Wii. WII.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say, what the hell you got going on up there in Cleveland?
Getting them in the game early. So check this out. All right. Hey, I'm just talking about you. I ain't say chime in. Hush. All right. So,
it's real life here at Gye-Nyame Journey. We raising children.
Hey, man, come on now. So look, we in one store today. Long story short, we see a Elvis toy in a box, never opened. It's a thrift store. It's $15. We go get it. Now, I tell him, I said, Pharaoh, this is a surprise, because he understands that that's Michael Jackson's father-in-law, right?
Damn, that is Michael Jackson's father-in-law.
Right?
Damn, I forgot about that.
Sure. So here's the piece: is that he gets the Elvis toy, and he's like, "Oh man, I love this." He's like, "Now my favorite is Michael, Prince, and Elvis." I'm like, "Hold on, time out." We're going to go to this other store because I know that you just talking what you thinking right now. You saying what you thinking in real time. And then we go to this next store. And we go to Big Fun. He goes to Big Fun in Columbus and in Cleveland. They shutting the one down here. So the first thing, he knew that he wanted this G.I. Joe that was not at Big Fun, but this other vintage shop. They wanted $60 for this thing. They told him that they'd give him, if he wanted to trade his Elvis, they'd give him $15. Just paid $15 for it. So we go across the street to
Wait.
Fun.
So they was gonna give you the $60 G.I. Joe and additional $15 for the Elvis.
No. They were gonna let him trade his Elvis for $15.
Oh.
And I paid right.
Okay.
So I'm like, nah, we ain't about to do that. All right? But let's go over here to Big Fun, where you have relationships with them. They know who you are. They respect you as a customer. And they will let you barter, and they'll listen to you. So he goes over there. I'm like, look for your friend. So he's walking around the store like, Ben. And the dude comes out like, yo, Pharaoh, what's up? He's like, I want to trade this Elvis for a G.I. Joe. He's like, you mean the same G.I. Joe you was looking at with the cloth clothes from the 50s? He's like, yeah. So he takes the Elvis out, and Ben looks at it. He's like, yo, this Elvis is much more cooler than all of those G.I. Joes over there. And Pharaoh's like, yeah, but I know what I want. I want a G.I. Joe. So Ben is like, all right, how about this? Now, his G.I. Joes is $45 a pop. All right? Ben says, Pharaoh, why don't you pick two of those G.I. Joes for that brand new Elvis? And so he's got these two G.I. Joe toys that I think I'm more proud of, because he just came up from a $15 purchase to almost a $100 trade. So, shout out for the African way.
Fuck that. I'm pissed at you.
Why?
Because if that motherfucker gave you $90 worth of G.I. Joes, that means that you, I ain't gonna say got cheated, but you willingly allowed your son to lose. Y'all could have went home to eBay first. At least seen, man.
No, listen, we already researched that.
Okay.
This same Elvis from 1993 goes anywhere between $5 to $25 on Amazon everywhere.
Okay, cool. All
right. Now the piece is that these G.I. Joes is standard 45 across the board.
Okay. All right, cool. Hey, I'm just long as you ain't get cheated. But he took action.
Yeah.
He took action. And
yeah.
Sometimes, all right. So, Miss Heather says she wanted to go to number 3. So let's go to number 3. One who talks thinks. One who keeps silent thinks more. Who want to go first on that one?
Okay. You know, they always, I think the quiet ones always get the bad rap. How many times in your life you heard that, Hot Tim, is, oh, you better watch out for the quiet one?
Yeah. Yeah, I hear that all the time. I in most cases, I haven't been impressed, but go ahead.
Right. Now, and that's the thing, is that, see, when you, like me, every time I open my mouth, I'm dropping breadcrumbs. I'm letting people know exactly where I'm at. If I didn't speak my mind, that means that I'm just playing the fly on the wall. I'm observing because I have trust issues. So, I don't know, where, now, but then again, we have to decipher between the law of relativity. Like, if we, if it's a time where you're expecting me to speak my mind and I stay quiet, oh, that's dangerous. Then there's times that you're supposed to just sit there and learn and humble yourself to that situation. And as we were talking earlier, the one thing that really made an impression on me once again at his inauguration speech, I'm talking about Obama, is when he said to the people, he said, "And I will listen to you, especially when we disagree." The thing is that if you have never humbled yourself to being able to work things out and to be able to have a debate, not an argument, and to be able to aim for understanding, well, that's a whole different level of maturity, right?
I just gotta make one correction, brother.
What's that?
It's not humble, it's humble. You gotta say it the black humble. Okay. Just saying. But I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, it's all right. It's all right. But I opened it up. I didn't have too much to say about it, but that's what it is. You did good, man.
One who talks thinks. One who keeps silent thinks more. And I think. Go ahead, Lady J.
I'm sorry. I thought this. I was just going to say that I think we're back to this. Maybe not, but I was thinking I had another more evidence to support my claim about the power of thinking.
Why you and Heather? Heather tried to start some shit too. She put Kanye should think more. Got a little dude over here winking at me and shit. I'm like, yeah, I'm about to go back in on Kanye, but go ahead.
So I feel like I just gathered up more support, but I think about people in conversations or arguments, and how the person, if you're having a discussion and that person that's listening is only thinking to respond in what they're about to say, right?
Yes.
It's not going to be full circle. Versus that person who sits and really listens for understanding. You know what I'm saying? For understanding versus just what my rebuttal would be. People can find some type of medium. You're more likely to find some medium and some compromise.
But I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish.
Yeah, but there is definitely power in that whole piece of thinking and allowing things to marinate.
Yes.
Now, what I'm gonna say too is one of the things. Shouts out to Miss Navita Nelson. I see you out here. But one of the things that I want to also bring up is also one of the things that I think in many ways we are afraid of in the relationship that me and you have developed. And one of the things that kind of make it kind of fun and kind of lively, Lady J, is the conflict piece. Because a lot of times what I'm starting to notice with some of us, we try to avoid conflict. So rather than engaging, see, because I want you to think about this. Even when me and you argue, if we
don't argue.
We debate or whatever you want to call it. Whenever when our ideas come into conflict, we still feel safe. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a certain vulnerability there, and I think sometimes, as Shaka said, because he put this on my mind. Sometimes people that's sitting back not speaking is like acting like a fly on the wall because they are not. What's the term he used? Because they have trust issues. So it's not really because they smart or they're really thinking. You know what I'm saying? But it's the fact that they might be dealing with trust issues. And one of the major things that we have to work on as a community is that being able to be vulnerable so that you know that you can have your opinion about Kanye West and know that you still going to get love. I might not agree with your opinion.
And I don't mean to, listen, because you put this on my mind now. Tim, how many times are you sitting there with somebody who is devout to their religion and they just waiting for you to drop one of those gems, one of those words that let them know exactly where you stand with their faith? And waiting for you to say a word like, you know, and people who you haven't even had a spiritual conversation with. When, like for me, when I'm walking down the street, any random person asks me, hey, how you doing? What's my response? I'm blessed. Some people have a problem with that. An individual walked up to me one day. He was like, man, I remember you. He was like, I remember I asked you how you were, and that just ruined my whole freaking day. I was like, how did I ruin your day? We was having fun, and he remembered where he saw me at. He said, I saw you at a bus stop one day, and you walked past the bus stop. I said, hi, how you doing? You said, I'm blessed. And as you walked away, I'm thinking, who is he to be blessed? Who is this dude right here just walk like some high and mighty, like I'm blessed, and keep it moving? You know what I mean? And you know, he looked at himself like, you know, what am I not blessed? You know, and then because he's sitting at a bus stop and he sees a woman hobbling over trying to catch the bus that's not going to make it, and she got left. And then he's sitting there thinking to himself, yeah, I am blessed. But then that made him feel like an asshole because he could have advocated for that woman. So this whole thing, I'm sorry, I just had a brain fart. I don't even know how I got to where we was at. But the whole piece is the little words. Some people jump into a conversation with you, and you're a stranger, and you're not from their flock, so they're listening to you to see the allegory that you use, to hear the terms that you use, to pinpoint what you believe in, so that they can know if it's all right for them to say Jesus around you.
Or something else. They're scoping you out to see where you are, and sometimes people do that so that they can press their opinions on you. You know what I'm saying? It's like I was listening to a pastor yesterday, and is a young dude. He's about 39, and he was being interviewed on a show that's about leadership, and one of the things he said that he teaches kids, he says, hi, I think his last name was Smith, hi, I'm a Smith, and I look for lonely people. You understand what I'm saying? So anybody that's in the room that's lonely, he's going to go over there and he's going to engage them. And a lot of times people are looking for opportunity to share the information, and if they don't feel safe with you. See, because oftentimes, like you said, that trust, that lack of safety, sometimes some of us, like me, I have to talk my way through. You know, I'm guilty of the same shit I accuse Kanye of, because I'll just spout some shit. I do a stream. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I understand that, so I know in certain situations, I can't just stream. You understand what I'm saying? I can't just, you know what I'm saying, on an interview where there's other motherfuckers listening that's not us, I can't stream. You know what I'm saying? I'm going back to the script. And I think what this one is just trying to remind us is that sometimes it's good to talk, because it said it don't insult those that talk. It said one who talks think. One who keeps silent thinks more. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, and especially in these confrontations, sometimes it's best to just sit back. When you know it's a possibility you might not be safe. When you know it's a possibility that you can't be vulnerable. It's best to sit back and listen. But in those situations where you have that community, where you have a place that your family, that you got family where you could feel vulnerable and be able to open yourself up. You don't have to hold it in. You don't have to observe. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you could be quiet, but if you want to talk, you can talk. And I think in this culture, one of the things, this culture really builds up, like you said, it builds up this false narrative that a motherfucker that listens is always smart.
You know, I wanted to say this while Lady J was on the line. I think that especially
She's still on the line.
With what's that?
She's still on the line.
Yeah. Well, like I say, while she's on the line, is that I think that it would be very divisive in our conversations to establish or identify with ethos, pathos, and logos. And
there you go with those big words. You and Kwame killed me with these big words. Epistemology.
Because it's three ways that you persuade people based on your message. And the three of us, we all represent one of each of those. I'm just not at liberty right now because it's been a minute since I've been in the English class. I'm just not at liberty to define which one is which. Ethos, I believe, is
ethics.
Well, one of them has to do with ethics.
The ethos.
All right.
What's the other one?
Pathos.
Pathos. Sickness.
which emotion.
Right.
And then there, okay.
Logos.
And logos.
Is that logic?
Which is like this whole group over here eat cheese grits. Why the fuck don't you eat cheese grits? But I think that, so in a sense, thank you. I know that all of those is in the mix somewhere. I think that I might have mixed them up a little bit.
It's
and
cool.
For all the listeners, please help me get it straight, because I believe that this is what, when we make that connection between the three, it brings a lot more gravity into the way that we are presenting, because people are able to, and we're able to identify.
But hold on.
Devices that go ahead.
You doing something very powerful. You're pulling on the brain trust. You brought up a thought. You wasn't able to complete the thought. And what you did was you made yourself vulnerable and you said, look, I might be getting them wrong, so somebody out there help. See, that's community, family. I'm getting a chill running down. That's community.
I got something to add. I got a chill too, but I also want to say that what you said is so true. I have not I dare not air any political beliefs, or there's a lot that I avoid saying on my forum, but I know that I can come here and say it. And though I have hinted in conversation that I am not entirely, I don't share the views of how people are interpreting the incident, but I felt very comfortable, and I knew, I think I was going to discuss something else at first, but then this popped into my mind because, like I said, I knew it was a safe place. So I just appreciate y'all listening to me and taking me serious today, because I was very serious. and I think that we are a dynamic trio as well. Okay.
Right.
All right. So now we are at the 11 o'clock hour, family, and I want to do number 2, and we're gonna get out of here. But family, listen, the The discussion does not have to stop here. The timeline is available. Gye-Nyame Journey timeline is available to all of y'all. You could write down the proverb, and you could post up what it means to you. Also, I'm challenging people now to start posting up pictures of the principle of the day. Tomorrow will be Nia. If you see somebody with purpose out there, you ain't have to know their name, but if you see them focused in what they were born to do, or whatever, however you see purpose, post it up. It don't even need an explanation, because one of the places
I like that.
I
like that. So I just got to elaborate. So are you saying, what I hear you saying is on the day for that principle, maybe also we could share posts that demonstrate that principle. So maybe it's not a picture, maybe it's a story.
It's a story.
Or something.
It's something.
I loved it. I love that campaign.
We call it, wisdom mining. You know what I'm saying? And what we want to do is we want to develop a space where we are engaged in our culture. We're doing culturally appropriate stuff. We still having fun. We're not stiff. But we are, I identify because our principles are active in our community, family. All we have to do is take the time to seek them out. That's it.
I say looking at the glass half full, not half empty.
There you go.
I think there's lots of good in the hood.
Oh, man, it's a whole, listen, even in some of the fuckery, it's some good. Because now don't post no fuckery up on Gye-Nyame Journey timeline. But what I'm saying is, we have this thing, and I tell y'all about this in the morning, this thing called the reticular formation that was designed to help keep us focused. And once the reticular formation only seeks out, in its natural state, it seeks out only those things that are dangerous to you. That's its job. It noticed the leaves moving in a strange way. It noticed the strange sounds, and it's able to hone your focus in on it. But the reticular formation is something that you can hijack and start hunting for what you want. So I'm saying hunt down the principle of the day. All right? But here we go. Last one. Knowledge of mankind is a knowledge of their passions. Knowledge of mankind is a knowledge of their passions.
Is a knowledge of their passions.
Is a knowledge of their passions.
Ashe.
That's powerful.
I'll go first.
Go ahead.
Okay, so it's this. I know thyself. Know thyself. Like, I think about the fact that we have, by whatever name you want to call the Creator, it is by far, we can agree, it is an energy to put all things in motion. And that thing, I call God, that manifests itself in human form, meaning that I too am a God. Innately. So all powers, if I choose, I have those, and that's why we have the power of the tongue, and that's why we have the power of thought. So I think that when you know yourself, you dive into it. That's what it truly means to be enlightened. That's going back to Buddha. That's what he was, he was chasing, or that idea that I believe that he was stumbling upon is just this enlightenment. And that's knowing yourself and the God within you. And that leads you to ultimate understanding. And within you, that's where your passion is. Your passion is what burns, that light that burns inside of you.
Hit it, girl, hit it.
I'm just going to... I was talking to someone about the candlelight ceremony that we have at camp, and the idea that we had a speaker, actually the speaker that spoke at our reunion, he came and he spoke at my school, and the message that he had for the students following, you know, the reunion. He had a message, and it was all about your light and how people will try and blow your light out, right? They'll try and discourage you from your dream and your goals and what you see for yourself. They'll tell you why it's not right for you, or what makes it, you know, what your deficiencies that would have you doubt it, you know. But your passion, what you're born for, you know, your purpose here is inside of you, you know. It's that light. So that's my piece.
Oh, okay.
Oh, God.
Right on.
Right on. Black power, sister. Black power.
Righteous.
All right.
Somebody said the other day, or they asked a question, they said, what's the difference between Thanos' agenda and the Great Flood? And, you know, the thing is that got me into my mind, because I always think this way anyways, because, you know, by default, I have to think of myself as an alien, something outside of this human race at times, because, well, just because. But when I think that way, I think that we are, you know, humanity is the detriment of Earth. Like, we are so selfish. Like, when it comes to the knowledge of humanity, yo, we would not build if it wasn't for self-preservation. When I look at the idea of aliens, and I look at the evidence of wisdom in other species like dolphins, I'm thinking that the aliens, when they get here, they might bypass humanity, because we think that because we are a detriment to every other species in the world.
Dangerous. You saying we dangerous? We're like,
we
ain't gonna fuck with you. We want to talk to the dolphins.
Right. But you know why they're so fast? What I forget what word you use, but we're all made in the same image. So it would make sense that all of nature, you know, we possess some of the same things. We're made in the same image. When I look at reproduction, when I look at so many things, we're just all made in the same image, you know. So it makes sense that there is intelligence. You know what I'm saying? And things that we can't comprehend, but it makes sense that it would be there.
You know,
absolutely. And so I guess in a sense, what I'm saying is that I'd have to disagree with the statement that the knowledge of humanity is knowledge of passion?
Yeah. Well, okay. He said the knowledge of mankind is a knowledge of their passions. So
yes. So when you think of the thing that we're passionate about, like I said, we are. So if we're passionate about our survivalhood, I get it. If we're passionate about our advancement, I get it. If we're passionate about anything outside of the human race, we the wrong ones.
But you remember, it has to be innate, right? So some of these things we come in, and so these things of the world cannot be innate to us. You know what I'm saying? We can do things that are not righteous, but that doesn't make it, or do things that are not right, or pursue things that are not right. But that doesn't mean that it's innate to us. You know what I'm saying? I believe our passion, that would have to burn on the inside and plant. So it would have to be innate. You know, it couldn't be something materialistic or something, you know, not of no substance. Not if it's innate to us. You know, we could try to make it that way if we wanted to, but that would be us chasing worldly things, you know.
Now,
and not really being able to rescue that light within us.
Now, remember, I think Benjamin Disraeli was either a general or a politician, and he was into learning how to manipulate and control people. And I think this is what this is about. In order to know mankind, because now it could kind of throw you off because you're thinking he talking about all of mankind. But this can be broken down to an individual. To know an individual, to have knowledge of an individual is to have knowledge of their passions. If you want to know mankind, if you want to know an individual man or an individual woman, if you want to know about them, what are their passions? So you can define a being by what drives them. Not just the survival pieces, but the things that move those emotions, right? And I think you can really get to know a person, or you really get to know a group by what their passion is. And you can control a group once you are able to control what they're passionate about, right? And I think this one, because this dude was, I'm quite sure he was somebody that played a major part over in the formation of Europe prior to the Great Scramble for Africa. I'm thinking, but I could be wrong. You know what I'm saying? I've been wrong once or twice before, you know. But family, I want to thank
3 times.
Well, maybe quite actually a lot more than that. You know what I'm saying?
It's 11-11. Make a wish.
And then, is it 11-11? It is 11-11. All right, family. I want to thank each and every last one of you for joining us on this show, and I wish for this show to grow to, I want 1,000 true listeners. I don't give a fuck about 10,000. I want 1,000 true listeners. That's it. 1,000 true, that we can have a conversation and we can go and have discussion and the timeline is rolling. But family, I want to thank each and every last one of you. I'm going to ask you to like and share this conversation, because this goes down every Ujamaa at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but a lot of times I'm late because I have a nation builder meeting at about 6:30 and we don't get done. But after the Malcolm X Festival, I'll be free for a little bit longer. All right, family. But listen, speaking of Malcolm X Festival,
we get to say good night?
Oh yeah, let me do my commercial, girl. Let me do my commercial. All right. May 19th. At the Millennium Community School, we will be celebrating Brother Malcolm X. So come on out from 12 noon to 8 p.m. Let's just say 12 noon to dark, family. We're going to be kicking it. We got live bands. We got DJs. But I'm going to stop and shut my mouth. I'm going to let y'all go say what y'all got to say, because my phone and my tablet is about to go out. So go ahead.
Are you going to let me go first? Okay. I just want to say, like every week, we, remind everyone that we are in the midst of the Great Awakening. I just want to encourage you to do something every day, one thing, two things, in the name of the movement. I really liked what Hatem said about celebrating that principle and demonstrating and sharing posts. I would say, in addition to posting in the Gye-Nyame, if we could post on our social networks with the public and share them, invite them to use the hashtag, and also post positive messages. We could create a ripple. We could create an effect of positive images, and we should start bombarding, the cranium of our people, basically, with these positive images that might create and cultivate change. The last thing I want to say is that in the Declaration of Independence, it said that we had unalienable rights. Those rights were life, liberty, which is freedom in the pursuit of happiness. I don't understand why people who don't pursue happiness think that they're just automatically supposed to be happy. It's the pursuit of happiness. You're going to have to do something. Like Tim said earlier, we need some action. So, that's it.
My good people across this land, I want you to know something about this man. Never, ever, ever second guess your genius. All right? Number one, don't second guess your genius. And on the same token, we need to open ourselves up, be able to understanding the process of of change, of the process of progress. All right, the process of what it is to go from this place that we know into a place that we don't, because that is where progress is. Progress is outside of the box. Sometimes something takes a few of us to move outside of the box to come back with a great idea, and when we come back with it, understand that this is a platform for us to be able to share and exchange these ideas. It was something bigger that I wanted to say, and then Lady J said, she got me all twisted up. There was a major point too. Hold on. I ain't gonna blame you. It's my mind. I'm so.
What can I say, Mom?
Maybe this will help you. I forgot to tell the people, if we want change, we got to learn how to keep more of it in our pocket. I just had to put that out there.
And I want to say, way down in the jungle deep, a monkey stepped on a lion's feet. I got it wrong. I'm going to read a poem from Poetry is My Religion. This one is What If We Forgot? Of course, it's by Brother Hatem. I read my books and share my books. What if we forgot? What if we forgot that we are the makers and creators of the world, and that this was nothing but our fantasies, our imagination's world? And since we forgot within it, we became trapped and forgot the magic words that would free us and bring us back. What if we forgot that we were Jesus on the cross, and our illusions and confusion of pain we got lost, and the dreams of torment that blew in our minds and dripped outside of us and plagued mankind? What if we forgot, and each time we came back, we designed different misery to remind us of who we are, to help put us back on track? But each misery we created to remind us of who we were turned our present life into terror, leaving us in a blur. What if we forgot that life was a game we were playing with ourselves, and since we lost the rules of the game and started believing it was real, our existence transformed into a hell? What if we forgot that we were in a galactic play and lost track of all our lines and ad-lib our own way, taking our performance too far outside the script, transforming heroes into villains and happy endings into crypts? What if we forgot? What if we forgot? Then if we forgot, I want to remember. I want to mutate my losses into winners. I want to bring the sun out on my cloudy days. I want to be confident that there is an answer when I pray. I don't care what others say. I'm not asking for a lot, but I simply want to remember what it is that we forgot. So, family, we are out. I want to thank each and every last one of y'all, and peace. I will see you in the morning for the toast. Peace out.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace out, Springer.